Welcome to today's episode of the Wilmington Chamber podcast. We're excited today. We get to talk to one of our young, successful professionals here in the Wilmington community, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about his Leadership Wilmington experience. But first, we want to get to know Rob High, who is with Cape Fear Commercial. So, Rob, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 26 years old, from Wilmington, North Carolina, born and raised here. I left here in 2013 and went to college at Ole Miss, and then I later moved back here in 2018 and began my professional career here.
Super. Well, you serve a certain type of clients in your line of work, right?
Yes, I do. So I specialize in kind of representing businesses, getting to know businesses just like y'all, and just helping them with whatever their needs are, whether it's office, flex space, industrial. And just trying to represent them on either the leasing of their spaces or the buying of their spaces.
Cool. So do you have any interesting projects that you have worked on or that you're working on that you can't tell us about, you can tease us with? Or?
Yeah, I did a U.S. Cellular deal earlier this year, and that was really cool. It was a chance to represent a national, so I really enjoyed that, kind of seeing how they work and helping them get in our area. Another project I'm working on is the proximity at Carolina Beach. Our development team is doing that project, and it's a mixed-use project on North Park Boulevard and North Lake Boulevard in Carolina Beach, and it's going to have different retail opportunities for a restaurant to come in. We'd love to get a co-working user in there. And just kind of open-minded to any commercial user that'd be interested in that space. So if you're a business in the Wilmington area and also interested in Carolina Beach, we'd love to talk to you.
Cool. So, Rob, how would somebody, if there's a business owner out there listening or watching us today, how would they reach you to talk to you about that?
Well, my email is rob@capefearcommercial.com, and then my phone number is 910-409-1205. But, the best thing to do is go grab lunch or something and learn a little bit about your business and see how we can help you.
Absolutely. Cool. He works with a bunch of fun guys over there, and gals too, for that matter. Lindsay, and
she's a killer on our finance committee.
She's awesome. Yes. And then we've got a former board member and a current board member, and Brian Eckel and Mike Brown, and of course Councilman Charlie Rivenbark, and Van Wells, and there are probably a lot that Sproul.
Great team.
There's such a great team over at Cape Fear Commercial. Do you guys ever do anything for fun, or do you just work all the time?
We work a lot together. There's we had a Christmas party earlier this year, but it's mostly just working. But we have a good time at work, so lots of laughs and just easy crowd to be around, and definitely for a young guy like myself, a good crowd to learn from and, take their qualities and try to add it to my game I'm trying to build.
Yeah. How did you get into commercial real estate?
Well, I guess I have been in it a little over a year now. I went to school in Mississippi, and after leaving Mississippi, a lot of my college buddies moved to Nashville, Atlanta, Austin, Texas, New Orleans, these big cities, and they were all, not all of them, but a good amount were doing brokerage there. And so when we'd have these get-togethers, they always had really high things to say about the industry. We're all enjoying it, and it just really interested me. And I was doing construction at the time and kind of got interested in the number side. How do we get to a point where a deal is happening? What does it take to get there? And I had a meeting with those guys, and it went well, and decided it was something I wanted to pursue.
Cool. Really good.
Very cool. And so this year, you've decided to invest in yourself. I should say not this calendar year, but this school year.
Right.
And you're kind of going back to school yourself here locally.
Yeah.
Rob is one of the 34 or 5 participants in this year's Leadership Wilmington class. We had over 50 applicants, over 60 people last year applied during this window of application, and you were one of the short list. So congratulations on having the opportunity.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me. It's been really fun. It's been cool. Gotten to know a lot of cool people, and been a lot of cool buildings and different places, and being in the real estate industry, having the chance to go see all these places and get more familiar with the community and the landscape. It's been it's been an awesome bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, the program covers lots of different subjects from arts and history in our community to justice issues and the environmental issues that are unique to our community. Do you have a favorite session that you got to go through so far?
I really enjoyed the port. That was crazy cool to me.
Yeah. It's very impressive.
One thing that really stuck out to me on that tour was they said in order to tour the port, you have to have a group of 25 or more, and you also have to provide your own transportation. And when I sit back and think about it, I really don't know when I'm going to be in a group of 25 or more again, and kind of a situation to do that. So that might have been a once in a lifetime experience for me. Not many other people I know have been able to do that, and it was just that whole operation down there is just so cool, and be able to go tour it and see it was awesome.
But you have the opportunity. You, listeners and viewers, can apply to participate in Leadership Wilmington in the future. For next year's class, the application period is now through June 30, and you can find that application at wilmingtonchamber.org. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And another one I really enjoyed was the Wilson Center, touring that. We did talk about some of the shows that come there and stuff, but really the architecture that goes behind that place is pretty incredible. How they adjust the amphitheater, for different adjustments they make for different artists and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's really complex.
Yeah.
Our board chair, Neil Andrew, with Andrew Consulting Engineers, worked on that project. In a previous podcast episode, we kind of got to hit on some of the challenges and obstacles he's had to deal with trying to work on that project. So it's really interesting.
Yeah. Did your class tour Thalian Hall?
We did.
Did you go back? Did you hear the thunder?
Yeah, we did. We went back there and did that, and that was super cool. We actually toured there before going over to the Wilson Center, so to get to see those on the same day, and I think that's something the program does really well. It ties in stuff together so that you're seeing similar things on your day of class.
Yeah. Well, we're the one of the few theaters left in the country that still has, and I can't remember what they call it. To me, it's a bowling ball, rolling down a chute that sounds like thunder. And so this fabulous theater that we have that's been in our community for over 100 years has that unique thing about it that, again, as a participant in Leadership Wilmington, you get to see, and it's really cool. What Megan already asked you about maybe a favorite session, and you talked about the ports. As a native Wilmingtonian, what are some interesting things you've learned in your experience?
That's tough. I would just say a lot of, not hole in the wall, but just little visits we've had at places where I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was there. We went over and we toured the garden across from Saltworks on Oleander.
Oh, the Arboretum?
The Arboretum.
Yeah.
And, I grew up on Airlie Road, and then when I was 12, I moved to Greenville Road, and, that place couldn't be any closer to the neighborhoods I grew up in, and I've never walked through there.
Right.
And that was really cool.
Yeah, we've got great goldfish.
Some eye-opening
Yeah.
things, right?
Yeah.
So
They have
there's-
great goldfish
They
there,
do.
they?
I bring my kids to the Arboretum all the time because we get to feed the goldfish.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
So there's a lot of things that you maybe pass on a daily basis that are part of your daily routine that you just never take the time to really look at, and there's some cool things going on in those places.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was your favorite thing to do as a young kid in Wilmington?
Well, I played a lot of sports. I also grew up surfing and fishing and hunting, so I was always doing something outside.
Right.
I was not as into the books in my younger years, but
But you got to college.
yeah, I got to college and I did graduate, but I'm still that way. I mean, when I leave here, I'm gonna go do something outside, and so that's kind of the little kid in me still. I'm always doing something outside, and growing up in Wilmington, it was an easy place to move back to because there's so much to do outside and be active.
Yeah, it's one of the perks of
yeah.
living here, right? It's that we're on vacation all the time. A little bit.
And everywhere you go, there's people doing stuff on the run or biking or something, and so I really enjoy the outdoors, and we have a lot to offer in that here.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite restaurant or hangout spot?
Yeah, I enjoy David's Deli and Saltworks, Moe's Barbecue. It's a good place. I like to go have a beer, and then across the street from there is Seagate Bottle Shop.
Yep.
Also a really cool place to have a beer. But Yeah, those are probably. I'm bad about going to the same places. I get places I like, and I just keep on going there.
Yeah.
So I would say those are 4 of my favorites.
Yeah, cool.
Those are fun. What about, I know you're spending some time downtown getting to know businesses downtown. Rob is doing a great job of networking to meet business owners and figure out how he can provide services to them. So do you have a favorite downtown restaurant?
I like Yosaki a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yosaki's really cool. My friends and I go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's above a cool bar, the Huss, so you can go there before or after and hit both of them while you're there. But their sushi's really good. They have great appetizers, and we enjoy going down there.
Awesome.
And the cool part is, when you come downtown, it's almost like you feel like you're in a different town or a different part of Wilmington. And I don't really pass it every day where I live and work, so it's cool.
It is different. I think that's one of the neat things that I think we're starting to really recognize as Wilmington continues to grow and urbanize. We recognize that we have this really cool downtown, sort of hip and cool place to hang out with.
It's changed a lot.
It's changed so much just in 5 years since I got here. And then you have the beaches, and they're all 3 so unique and different, and the suburban neighborhoods in between, right? And it's just, you can find just about any way of life here, and however you choose to live.
Definitely, and we have so many cool bubbles, like the bubble we're in right now in the Cargo District. I mean, this is so cool, and so when you travel to these other places, it's like you're making a day trip somewhere, and so it's really cool.
It really is. So for people who might watch or listen who aren't from here, and even those who could be living right here and they don't know what we're talking about the Cargo District, what do you describe it for somebody? What would you tell somebody about the Cargo District?
It just looks a little different than where I'm from. I mean, there's containers out there that people are living in. I think we're in a container right now as well.
Yes.
And it's just it's different infrastructure wise, but there's a lot of cool spots here. I really enjoyed the mess hall, and it's just different.
Trouble.
Yeah, it's a cool little bubble, and we have a few more of those coming along, so it should be exciting.
I think so too.
There's a little something for everyone in Wilmington. It depends on what you're looking for, but lots of different niche communities.
That's right.
Yeah, a lot of history, if that's what you're into. A lot of culture, theater, music, live music. So what's your
Yes.
Have you been to Live Oak Bank Pavilion yet?
Yes, I have. I went to the first shows. I went all 3 nights.
You went to see Westford Panic all 3 nights. That's awesome.
I did,
Right.
and we grew up going to Greenfield Lake Amphitheater a lot.
Yeah.
A friend of mine's dad dated Kim on the Penguin at the time.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She gave me my first concert tickets there. It was Trampled by Turtles, and we've gone to so many shows there since.
That's
and,
awesome.
It really started my love for music back then from Greenfield Lake, and gone to some music festivals since then in New Orleans, Red Rocks Amphitheater, and so that all started here.
This summer. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's really cool.
Yeah, live music's fun. So, Rob, what would you say to somebody if they said, "Should I apply to be a participant in Leadership Wilmington?"
They should, yeah. It's and even if it's something you're not comfortable doing, you should probably do it. I think you'll surprise yourself. Haven, who works with y'all, I talked to her one day, and she said she was really nervous about doing it, but she's been so surprised how much she likes it and has really enjoyed it. And I've really enjoyed getting to know her, and so it's been cool. You'll probably surprise yourself if you do it, and I think a lot of people want to do it anyways.
And you have something big coming up at the end of April.
Yep, we do. We have Work on Wilmington. Work on Wilmington is a one-day service event where we go out and work for 4 hours and service the community here in Wilmington. We have 27 different sites we're going to serve.
Wow.
And so a lot of coordinating has gone on to that. We've had to work on it as a class, and it's finally coming together in time to go get our hands dirty.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you. Good luck, and congratulations on your soon-to-be graduation from Leadership Wilmington.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. And thank you all for joining us today for the Wilmington Chamber podcast. Stay tuned. You'll be learning a little bit more about our Latin American Business Council in a future episode. Thank you.
Bye, guys.